Hey guys, welcome to Limited Health. Let's check out this video called, it's an oversimplified video, okay? I have to keep watching all the videos of oversimplified videos, That's the only way I'm going to finish them and then I'm going to move on. There's very few videos. I don't know why they haven't continued to make more videos. I guess they're done with the history or something. It's crazy, but they should go global if they can and tell the history of all the cultures, all the races and whatnot. But I guess it's what they know about only. I guess that's the only thing they can talk about, I guess. I don't know. But today we're going to take a look at the American Revolution, Oversimplified Part 1. Okay, there's a part 2. The part 1 is like 15 minutes long. The part 2 is 14 minutes long, close to 15 minutes long. We're going to get to, slowly finishing this whole channel. Very few videos, I guess like 30 videos on total. And awesome. These people are fantastic, okay? I'm gonna be fucking, reacting to the American Revolution. I wanted to do this because, I wanted to know what happened. How did America become America? I wanted to know what it is. Also, like, there's another video called the American Civil War, okay? The American Civil War, it's 22 minutes long. It's going to be a 30-minute reaction. So not now, okay? We're going to do it next after this. How about that? That the part 1 is almost 30 minutes long. That's crazy, okay? But we're going to do American Revolution. Let's find out how America is America. And honestly, as a outsider, I'm not an American, I'm Indian. So as an outsider, when I'm mostly on Twitter, I keep seeing these Americans, these politicians, all these people in politics constantly fighting over and over and over. It's like they're not even, it's like it's like a fuel to them. It's the only way they can live another day. So they never stop fighting at all. These people are fucking crazy, man. I never seen a nation so fighting so hard amongst each other like this. Like, there's always division. There's always one party versus the other party stuff, even in India. But they don't constantly go crazy over this, okay? And I don't know. Maybe it's a problem with societies that accept freedom. And the societies that are okay with being controlled don't do this or something. I don't know. Maybe it's all confusing. I don't understand anything. I'm talking too much. Let's get into it. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. The American Revolution by Oversimplified. Let's go. Let's go. God damn it. Load. All right. This is gonna be a cool ass video. This is gonna be crazy video. Okay. Let's do it. 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
Holy smokes. Christopher Columbus, that is no way to address the king and queen of Spain. What is wrong with you? Okay, so you know how we're looking for a trade route to India, right? Right. And the earth is round, right? Right. So I'm thinking we can just sail the other way around the planet, right? Yeah. So I set sail, right? And I reach India, right? Right.
Oh.
Wrong.
What?
I did not reach India. I did not. All right. No, all right. Get to the point. Did you know there's a whole nother freaking continent out there? Okay, and do you think I should care about this? Why?
Wow.
Oh, I'm sorry, did I forget to mention there's gold everywhere?
Dude! Oh!
Columbus landed in Central America in October 1492.
Don't come to India with that, please. I don't want invasions, okay?
And he had the time of his life. And by that I mean he went on a huge theft and murder spree. He stole gold, jewelry, people, and a hammock. And then he returned to show off all of his riches, including a few previously undiscovered items, such as tobacco, the pineapple, turkeys, and a hammock. Now I know what you're thinking, but oversimplified, Columbus didn't discover America, the Vikings did. And you'd be partially right. In the 11th century,
it's like nobody really knows who really founded America, and I guess they chose Columbus because to respect the American land. They chose an American to praise and worship. Hey, the Columbus, this guy founded our country. This is our nation. I don't know, man. Maybe they chose him, or maybe he really found America. We don't know. It's a mystery, okay? So many things are happening. Maybe it's not a mystery. I don't know anything. But there's apparently this guy's saying it's Vikings, but the black people say it's the black people, and it's just, oh my god, it's so ridiculous. Okay, that's a big topic, and we don't know what that is. At least I don't know. Okay.
Erickson was the first European to land in America. But hey, if you love Vikings so much, then why don't you check out today's sponsor? Vikings War of Clans is a mobile game that was inspired by the famous strategy and RPG games of the 90s like Age of Empires and
Age of
Civilization.
Empires.
Do you like building cities, collecting resources, training armies, joining a clan and going to war? Then my friends, Vikings War of Clans is for you. And what makes its world so addictive is that more than 20 million online players are constantly changing the way the game evolves by never-ending fighting over resources, forging new alliances, and competing in live events. Support my channel by downloading Vikings for free, only from my links in the description box below, and get the special bonus of 200 gold coins and a protective shield. Don't forget to look me up and join my Vikings clan under my nickname, Oversimplified.
Okay,
Now,
go
where
check
was
that
I?
out. Vikings War of
Columbus,
Clans.
time of his life, hammock. And suddenly the race was on to explore and conquer the new world. After a couple centuries of warring with the natives and each other, the European powers had claimed quite a lot of land, including this area, which both the English and the French claimed as theirs. One day the French said, I'm going to build some forts along here. And the English were like, could you not? And the French said, sorry, but no, I could not. And they went ahead and built their forts, which pissed off the English. So they sent an up-and-coming British lieutenant colonel by the name of George Washington with a combined force of British troops and Native Americans. After a short battle, the French commander said, all right, we surrender. Okay, boys, pack it up. They're surrender. Oh, sorry. Was I not meant to split his head open with the tomahawk?
Oh,
don't worry.
shit.
It's not like this will start a 7-year-long major global conflict. And what happened next was a 7-year-long major global conflict, which Great Britain won. At the peace negotiations, Spain gave up Florida, while France gave up all of its territories in North America. But Britain's victory came at a cost, a £60 million cost. They were now broke, in a lot of debt, and had to come up with some way to repay it. So they went to the colonies and said, okay, listen up. So a huge part of the war was spent protecting you from the French, and now we have no money because of it. So... I'm not sure what you're saying here. Okay, so we spent a lot of money protecting you from the French, right? Right. And now we're broke.
Damn.
That certainly is a pickle. Listen to me. We spent all of our money protecting you, and now we need money.
Wow. Shit.
Can you please pay us back some money?
Oh, God.
No.
I don't think... Oh, of course not.
Okay, we're just going to go ahead and tax you. In 1764, Britain introduced the Sugar Act, forcing the colonists to import sugar and molasses exclusively from the British and to pay duties on them. Then a year later, they introduced the extremely controversial Stamp Act, and it worked a little something like this. Hello, shopkeep. Hello, Mr. Bungleberry. Here's the deed for your new shack. Stamp. That'll be 3 pence, please. Wait, what was that? It's the new tax. I get a stamp on any paper or documentation I make, and you have to pay for it. Would you like to see this pamphlet that explains everything? Yes, please. Okay. Stamp. 2 pence, please. This is awful.
This is ridiculous.
Just give me a deck of cards so I can go gamble my pain away. Okay.
Oh, shit.
No.
Oh, no, don't do it. Don't do it. Ah!
Obviously, the colonists were like, hey, my dudes, this new tax legislation right here, this is BS.
Yes.
Until now, they had enjoyed relative freedom to rule themselves, and now suddenly Britain was asserting its control. They were especially unhappy because they didn't have any representatives in the parliament that was levying taxes on them. So they protested. Orators gave fiery speeches. British goods were boycotted, and anyone loyal to the British found themselves increasingly harassed. The whole thing actually began to take quite a toll on British business, and after just a couple years, the British were forced to repeal the Stamp Act.
Damn!
But we still desperately need money. What should we do? We could try taxing the colonies. Great idea. Wait, didn't we literally just try that and it failed miserably? Man, look at me. I look fabulous. Have you ever seen such a handsome boy? No siree, Jordan. No way. You're the handsomest, smartest, most popular king that ever lived, and everybody likes you. You're doing such a good job. Your Majesty? Oh, you're still here.
Shit.
Get the hell out. So in 1766, the British made a declaration saying, we can do what we want because we're in charge and you can all go suck it. Then they levied a whole bunch of new taxes on the Americans via import duties. Glass? There's a tax for that. Lead? There's a tax for that.
Oh, God.
Paper?
This taxation, and some people say taxation is theft, and I kind of agree. This is fucking extortion. Not even like taxing. This is fucking blackmailing, fucking ransoming, all kinds of shit, okay? How can you ask so much tax like this? Like, come on, man. You know how people would be so happy if there was no taxation? Like, really, people would be so, free and really without any fucking, deduction of all your hard work, okay? Really.
Oil? There's a tax for that. And once again, the Americans boycotted British goods, British business felt the pinch, and the British had to back down.
Damn!
Oh, this is ridiculous. They're my colonies, and I have to be able to assert my control. Repeal all the new taxes except for the one on tea. Also send 1,000 troops to Boston to take control. And make the colonists pay for them. And as British troops arrived, the tension in Boston was palpable. You could cut it with a knife, and it was all about to come to a head. On March 5th, a band of local patriots began heckling a British guard at the customs house. More and more Americans joined in the heckling, while more British troops turned up in support of their comrade. Snowballs were thrown at the British. The snowballs turned to rocks, the rocks to oyster shells. The soldiers, outnumbered, panicked. One thing leads to another, and you can see where this is going.
No! No!
5 civilians were killed. The Patriot press throughout the colonies declared the Boston Massacre an unwarranted crime committed against the people of Boston by the cruel British, and the anger continued to grow. A British revenue schooner that ran aground in Rhode Island was burned by the locals. When it came to light that the governor of Massachusetts supported the suppression of the colonists, his house was burned by the locals. And next, the colonists would set their sights on the remaining tax on tea. On December 16th, 1773, a band of patriots known as the Sons of Liberty disguised themselves as Native Americans, marched down to Boston Harbor, boarded a British merchant ship loaded with tea, and in front of thousands of...
Oh man, this war is fucking deep as fuck. This is crazy. I never expected it to be like this. I thought it was like, hey, let's go conquer the land against the natives. But it's like Britishers and... Oh man. Wow. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. Wow, man.
Spectators threw nearly 10,000 pounds worth of tea overboard. The British were disgusted, and they punished Massachusetts with a vengeance. They dissolved its General Assembly, revoked their charter, and sent 3,000 more troops to occupy the city, meaning Boston and Massachusetts were now essentially under the direct rule of Great Britain. And oh boy, were the people pissed. The other colonies saw what was happening and worried they might be next. So they called a brain trust to decide what to do. 56 delegates from 12 colonies gathered and met in Philadelphia at the First Continental Congress, and the roll call read like a who's who of America's finest thinkers. I'm talking lawyers extraordinaire Johnny A. and Johnny J., experienced military commander George Washington, businessman and future alcoholic beverage Samuel Adams, fiery orator, guy who married a rich lady, Big J. Dickinson. And while they weren't
like
present at the
rappers.
First Congress, soon names like James Madison, Benjamin Franklin, Thomas Jefferson, and much later Alexander Hamilton would all serve time in the Continental Congress. The question now, though, was what to do about the British. After much bitter debate and disagreement, they eventually agreed on an amazing solution. They would simply ask the British to stop.
To stop.
Can you stop?
Can you stop?
No. It didn't work. Okay, then tell the local militias to start arming and be ready at a minute's notice. And across the colonies, these Minutemen stood ready for the beginning of the American Revolutionary War. Now, having your colonies in open rebellion is one thing. Once they start arming themselves, that's when it really hits the fan. So British General Thomas Gage ordered 700 troops from Boston out into the rebel-controlled Massachusetts countryside to destroy stores of arms and ammunition held by the rebels in Concord. The British set out in the middle of the night. Patriots including Paul Revere rode ahead to warn that the British were coming, giving the rebels time to prepare. The two sides met in Lexington as the sun began to rise. They faced off against each other, and in the confusion, somebody shot first. The shot heard around the world marked the beginning of the American War of Independence. The rebels were...
One shot and it was the beginning and everything went down. Like that dude that panicked. Holy shit, you caused something really fucked up, man. Oh man, somebody, does anybody know who that guy was? And shit, like completely panicked and shot or something. Is that true? Did he panic? I mean, wow, man. If that is true, I want to know who that guy is. That dude started something, I guess. Jeez.
Were outnumbered and had to fall back to Concord as the British split up to search for rebel supplies. However, more and more Patriot rebels kept showing up, and this time it was the British who were outnumbered as more fighting kicked off in Concord. The most professional army in the world was forced to flee back to Boston at the hands of local, poorly trained militiamen. And all along the British route back to Boston, Patriot rebels continued to gather and open fire on the retreating British. When the British reached Boston, the rebel militias surrounded them. Boston and the British were now under siege as small land and naval skirmishes continued around the city. And the British would suffer another embarrassing blow, this time in upstate New York. Colonel Benedict Arnold concocted a plan to take the
Britishers taking, like, man, the Britishers have dealt with so much shit in the history. Like, wow, man. they were always at war. weren't they? They were crazy, I guess. I don't know.
British stronghold Fort Ticonderoga, which held a large amount of guns and ammunition. He set off towards the fort alone, hoping to recruit men along the way, when he came across the Green Mountain Boys, led by Ethan Allen, who, as it turned out, had the exact same plan he did. So they decided to work together. But I'm in charge.
Okay.
No, I'm in charge. No, I'm in charge. No, I'm in charge. No,
I'm in charge.
No, I'm in charge. No, I'm in
I'm in
This went on
charge.
for some time, until the Green Mountain Boys threatened to go home, and Arnold had to concede. The group raided the fort at night while the Redcoats were asleep, and they caught them completely by surprise, taking the fort and all of its munitions with almost no resistance.
No resistance.
Wow, great job, Ethan. Very impressive. By the way, what happened to that other guy we sent to take the fort? Who?
Who?
Benedict Arnold. Never heard of him.
Dude!
Ouch.
Oh, God. What?
The
Fuck!
Nobody knew what was going on. The colonies were in open rebellion, and for now, they even seemed to be winning.
jeez.
So King George fired General Gage, replaced him with General William Howe, and ordered the rebellion to be put down immediately. Okay, the British are definitely going to retaliate for all of this, so we should probably put together a proper army. First, we need to pick a commander-in-chief, and I think we can all agree that that job should go to the man, the myth, the legend, George Washington.
George
My friends,
Washington.
I am humbled and honored that you would consider me for such an important role. I did not expect for this. All right, you've been showing up in a military uniform every day for the last 10 months. We all know you wanted this, so cut the crap, George.
Okay. Okay.
Uncool. So Washington began his journey up to Boston
Okay.
to take command of the newly established Continental Army, just as the British made their first major attempt to break the siege. They made plans to take the high ground on Bunker Hill, but spies warned the Continentals of the British plans, so they fortified Bunker Hill and set up defensive positions on nearby Breed's Hill. The day of
Breed's
the
Hill.
battle came, and as the British advanced, a barrage of Continental gunfire was opened
Wow.
up on them.
Boom, boom,
Twice they
boom.
tried to climb the
Boom,
hill,
boom.
twice they were pushed back. The
Wow.
battle lasted 3 hours until the Continentals finally ran out of ammunition and had to retreat, allowing the British to take the hill. While technically a British
Wow.
victory, they suffered nearly 1,000 casualties
Oh,
to the
shit.
Continentals' 400.
That's
the
a
colonists
lot.
showed the British that this wasn't just a rebellion, it was war, and they were ready for it. But one thing they weren't sure about was why they were fighting. While some radicals were starting to throw around the I word, most hoped to eventually repair their relationship with Great Britain. So they
Okay.
sent a letter to King George saying, "Hey man, looks like things aren't going your way. Remove the taxes and let's be friends." I'm gonna
Let's be friends.
kick
Your ass.
ass. Send that to the colonies. Your Majesty, your
Okay.
handwriting is terrible. Are you sure?
you
Just
sure?
do it.
Just do
What
it.
does it say?
Just
He's
do
gonna
it.
lick my
Oh no. Wait, what?
gross. For the
Really?
remainder of the year, small engagements continued to occur around the colonies. The British burned down the towns of Falmouth, Massachusetts, and Norfolk, Virginia, as revenge for earlier anti-British incidents. These actions played right into the hands of patriot propaganda. Overseas, the British were seen as brutes, and the French and Spanish would soon begin sending supplies to the rebel cause. During this time, there was also minor fighting going on between patriot and loyalist militias in the southern colonies.
Southern
Benedict
colonies.
Arnold was still on a mission to win some personal glory for himself, so he headed
Wow.
up an attempt to invade Canada in a two-pronged attack. The Continentals
Whoa.
managed to capture some British forts and the city of Montreal, but a harsh snowstorm with some smallpox on the side saw them defeated and pushed back at Quebec City, and they were forced to retreat all the way to Fort Ticonderoga. Speaking of which,
Wow,
remember all
man.
those guns and ammunition? Well, this guy's got a plan for what to do with them. He uses oxen to drag 120,000 pounds of artillery for 2 months with
Wow,
a harsh wind at 300 miles
120,000
all the way
pounds
to
of
Washington and
artillery.
his Continental Army surrounding Boston. Boom. Washington's
Jeez.
got himself some big guns, which is fortunate because up until now his army had been suffering through the cold winter,
Cold
not
winter.
knowing when the siege would end. Now
Wow.
they could make a move. Washington wanted to launch a
Oh.
full assault on the city, but his junior officers felt the British were too fortified, and to his credit, Washington was great at hearing and taking on board the ideas of others. Instead, the Continentals worked through the night, setting the guns up on Dorchester Heights, overlooking the city, and when dawn broke and the British saw the guns, they knew they were toast. Their positions were completely exposed. It was
Wow.
checkmate. They had no choice but to abandon the city. 120 ships carried 9,000 redcoats and 2,000 loyalists away to an unknown fate, and Washington had his first
Dude.
victory of the war. Washington then moved his army to New York, knowing that when the British
Oh.
returned, they would probably land there. In the meantime, a friendly-looking old man by the name of Thomas Paine had written
Thomas
and published
Paine.
a pamphlet called Common Sense, in which he advocated for total independence from Great Britain. It spread across the colonies like wildfire, and to this day remains the best-selling title in America. It was read aloud in taverns and meeting halls, and brought the idea of independence into the mainstream. Congress began
Wow.
to seriously consider the idea. Thomas Jefferson was selected to write up
Man,
an
there's a lot going on. I can't even say anything. It's like everything is totally new for me. I can't even I don't even have the an idea of what's going on. All I could see is it's like watching a movie, and it's like a movie that I've never seen before. It's like that, so it's crazy, man. Man, I'm sorry if I'm unable to talk a lot in the middle, but damn, dude, there's a lot happening here. Jeez, and no wonder. Like Thomas Jefferson, all of these people are here. like historical figures. It's crazy.
An official Declaration of Independence, and he went
Okay.
hard, writing that all men are created equal, with
Yeah.
certain inalienable rights, including life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Of course, Jefferson had over 100 slaves, but we don't have to talk about that. On the 2nd of July, Congress voted unanimously in favor of independence, and John Adams declared that the 2nd of July would go down as the most remembered day in American history. Then a couple days later,
So that's how 2nd of July became, you know, the Independence Day. Like everybody's like, I thought it was 4th of July, right? Look at this guy saying 4th of July.
independence actually came into effect. The United States of America was born. There was no turning back now. The Americans tore down a statue of King George in New York and melted him down into 42,000 musket balls. To the British, it was treason. And if the king had his way, Washington and all of Congress would be hung. Speaking of the British, guess who's back? The king sent an intimidating force of 130 warships and 25,000 men to New York. Washington knew that taking on the most powerful military in the world wouldn't be easy. The British set up camp on Staten Island as the Americans dug into defensive positions around Brooklyn Heights, waiting for an attack to come. But the British just waited, wearing down their opponent's nerve while building their own strength. At one point, they launched a big scary artillery barrage and then said, you know, if I was you right now, I'd probably sue for peace. But Washington told them to shove it. The Americans kept holding out for what was coming, and when they finally hit, they hit hard. 15,000 British troops approached the American position, and the two sides fired on each other.
Come on,
in massive
America!
rows. But
Let's
what
go!
the Americans didn't realize was they were only fighting a decoy. The main British force was going around to flank the Americans from behind, and when they arrived, they inflicted heavy casualties. The Americans panicked and retreated back to Brooklyn Heights, where they then found themselves trapped between the British army and the river. It looked as though the war was already lost, but luckily, instead of attacking, the British decided to dig in for a siege, and then a thick fog set in, allowing Washington's army to escape across the river unimpeded. The British continued to chase and engage the Americans up Manhattan, and the Americans suffered defeat after defeat
after defeat.
It
my
was a disaster. Washington's leadership was called into question as thousands of American POWs were left to rot as traitors. Washington's army fled through New Jersey all the way down to Pennsylvania. Rarely had an army been so badly beaten, yet survived to fight another day.
Jeez. And they were, man, after all that defeat, they were still, jeez. No wonder America is like so great, you know, like everybody goes there. But man, dude, like wow. There's so many things. I'm sorry for not speaking a lot during this video. That's because I don't know much about this. I don't even have an idea. So it's like watching a completely new, like it's like watching one of Christopher Nolan's movies for the first time. You know, you're just completely silent, wondering, thinking about what the fuck is going on. It's like that. It was so many things were happening. It's crazy, okay? And man, the Americans, the Britishers, they both had fucking incredible, like insane amount of wars, I guess. Insane, bruh. Like really. And there's and even after suffering so much defeat in the end of this video, you know, they still stood their ground, and now they're gonna do something to win America, okay? Damn. But now I see a lot on Twitter, you know, I see a lot of Americans fighting amongst each other. What is this? What the fuck? Like, what? That is, you know, it's like, it's like, as an outsider, I'm like, these people do not respect their own nation or what? Like, what is going on, dude? Like, why are they fighting so hard? And I know the issues, I know like immigration, all of that, you know, there's way too much. As an outsider, let me be honest, there's way too much immigration. Way too much. Not even a fraction of it do we experience as Indians in India. But my God, in America, people, you know what? Your immigration, you allowing immigration is making people hold grudges, fight among families, and jealousy among families over in India here, you know, because these motherfuckers over in India think like, oh my God, I'm the most greatest man ever by going into the foreign countries and settling down over there. You know, that's what they think. And they said like this, hey, I'm great. I went to the foreign countries. You are a loser for not going. You know, it's like that. The shit over here is kind of fucked up because you're allowing immigration over there. And I don't know. You know, I'm not racist or anything. I'm just saying, like, this shit is way too much for you know, it's just crazy. And also, like, you know, let me tell you an incident, okay? My neighbor a couple of years ago became old and passed away, okay? He aged and passed away naturally, but all of his sons were in the foreign country, in the Americas. They were settled down in Americas, okay? So their own sons couldn't visit him before, you know, like, we like burn bodies, like it's a tradition, instead of burying, right? So they couldn't even visit their own father, you know? It's so ugly. It's so disgusting. This kind of shit just pisses me off. The old man worked so hard to make their sons have good lives and shit. They sent his own sons to America to settle down and earn a lot of money. What's the point? They never came in to visit his own funeral. You know, that's how bad it is. So I'm like, the immigration thing is, it's kind of fucked up. You know, it's okay. You can be kind. You can let immigration be. You know, you can have immigration, but too much is too much. At least in my opinion. You know, it's affecting over here. Wonder what other nations are getting affected with this issue, because people are actually leaving their families to go settle in America and shit. So that's my you know, opinion, and I see why people are always fighting about every single issue, and they're all divided into two parties, and the one party is fucking crazy, the other party is fucking you know, it's like, I don't know what to even say. It's all fucked up, okay? All of them are fucked up. It's just crazy, okay? But yeah, the American Revolution Oversimplified can't wait to continue to part 2. I want to see where how Americans, you know, stood their ground and what they did. It's so much, like, they went through a lot, man. They went through a lot. It's a very short video. It's only 15 minutes. You know, it's a lot of, you know, hey, what about us? What about you? We have no money. What about you? Give us money. And all kinds of unfairness and war between all of them. It's just madness, okay? But yeah, it is what it is, you know. But the American Revolution Oversimplified Part 1. Sorry for not speaking too much in the middle, because I was like completely taken aback. Didn't even expect it to be like this. And I was like, thinking a lot, okay? So it is what it is. But if you like this reaction, please make sure to subscribe to this channel, and also like show me support. This is my backup channel. This is where I'm uploading like 3 videos a day, and go check out my main channel. The link will be in the description. I upload like 2 videos a day. You know, if you like it over there, please subscribe over there. And if you like this reaction over here, subscribe over here. Show me support, okay? So it's all crazy, okay? Please make sure to subscribe to both my channels, show me support, and if you have any cool videos like this, please type down in the comment section. I'll note it down and react to it, okay? I'll even say your name, okay? This video has been stretched because I spoke a lot in the ending of this video, but I hope you understand my point of view. I'm not some racist or anything. I'm just like, it's affecting over here what you do over there sometimes. It's crazy, okay? But hope you understand that. That's all I could say, okay? So yeah, can't wait for part 2, and I hope you guys will you know, appreciate this reaction, and you know, subscribe to both my channels if you can, and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.